But the discovery mission says state security forces and armed militia groups have committed a wide variety of war crimes and crimes against humanity. United Nations researchers say there is evidence of crimes against Libyans and immigrants stuck in Libya, including the forced sexual slavery of women. Investigators commissioned by the UN Human Rights Council also accused the European Union of sending support to Libyan forces, which they said contributed to crimes against migrants and Libyans. Investigators said they were deeply concerned about the worsening of the human rights situation in war-torn Libya. There was reason to believe that a wide variety of war crimes and crimes against humanity were committed by state security forces' armed militia groups. Their findings are included in a comprehensive new report that complements a fact-finding mission created nearly 3 years ago to investigate rights violations and abuses in the North African country with hundreds of people, including immigrants and witnesses. Investigators said they had gathered at least 2,800 pieces of information documenting numerous cases of arbitrary detention, torture, rape, enslavement, sexual slavery, extrajudicial sexes and enforced disappearances, confirming their widespread practice in Libya. It is clear that there is a pattern of violations of human rights and international humanitarian law, especially in places detention and regarding immigrants, researcher Chaloka Beyani told Al Jazeera. Libya has emerged in recent years as the dominant transit point for refugees and migrants from Africa and the Middle East seeking to reach Europe. Human rights groups and activists have long debunked the dire conditions these people face. During investigation into alleged human trafficking smuggling, investigators noted that immigrants in Libya are victims of crimes against humanity and that enforced disappearance, torture, enslavement, sexual violence, rape other inhumane acts are committed in connection with arbitrary detention of acts. He specifically referred to Libyan Coast Guard, which has been supported by the EU over years. You can't push people back into unsafe areas and Libyan waters are unsafe for the installation of migrants, Beyani said. He said that the European bloc and its member states were not responsible for war crimes, but that the support given was helping in supporting the commission of crimes. Investigators also said that the deprivation of freedom of Libyans and immigrants across the country could also amount to crimes against humanity, in what they say. They found numerous cases of arbitrary detention, torture, rape, enslavement, sexual slavery, extrajudicial killing and enforced disappearance across Libya. Those held regularly were held tortured, solitary confinement, fitness, and denied adequate access to water, food, sanitation, light, exercise, medical care, legal counsel, and communication with family members, he said. However, they said that nearly all the survivors they interviewed did not make formal complaints for fear of reprisals, arrests, extortion and lacked trust in the justice system. The 3-member panel said there was a broad effort by civil society authorities in Libya to suppress dissent. The investigation found that Libyan authorities, particularly security sectors, restricted the rights of assembly, association, expression belief in order to obey, uphold self-serving values and norms, and punish criticism against authorities their leadership. Libya plunged into turmoil in 2011 after a NATO-backed uprising overthrew longtime ruler Muammar Gaddafi, who was later killed, and divided the country between rival governments in the east and west.